You're not here for the intro, you're here for the facts, so let's jump right into it. Number 10. Sammy's coach. In most businesses, including professional wrestling, you need a good coach in order to make it. Sammy was trained by Booker T, so I'd say that's a check. Sammy was trained in Booker's school The Reality of Wrestling. Number 9. Real name, age, height and more. You're not ready for this one. Sammy's real name is, drumroll please, Sammy Guevara. That's right, Sammy is one of the few wrestlers that uses his real name as his ring name. He was born in 1993, which means he's almost 29 years old. He's listed as 5 feet 10 inches tall and 195 pounds, or 178 centimeters and 88 kilos for my European brothers. He was born in Houston, Texas, and he debuted in 2010. Number 8. His wrestling idol. I suppose that most of you watching this video begun watching pro wrestling at a very young age. Growing up with wrestling, we all had our heroes. Mine was the charismatic enigma Jeff Hardy, Sammy's was the heartbreak kid Shawn Michaels, and yours? Comment below. Anyway, Sammy took lots of inspiration from Shawn, and his wrestling style has been influenced by one of the best, if not the best to ever do it. Number 7. He has a YouTube channel. Sammy is actually pretty big on YouTube, as his channel has recently surpassed 200,000 subscribers. His content is in vlog format, and includes many backstage footage and interesting wrestling stories, so I highly recommend it. Sammy is also a notorious prankster who loves to share a laugh with his colleagues. Let's watch one of his best ones.
What just happened? Nick, what happened?
I'm so sorry.
I'm lost for words.
What happened before I even reveal this?
I tried to do a bit.
I see a saw right here.
And it went bad.
What was the bit?
It was going to be like, oh, I'm going to cut the bell and Fuego was going to save the day.
Oh
and
my
it turned
And what happened, Sammy?
And then the bell went in half.
I can't believe this. You better go talk to Trent right now.
Sammy, you cut the belt. This has been on the show for a week?
Yeah. I'm sorry.
Where did this part go?
It literally flew off in the middle of, I don't even know where.
I thought this was a legit rib. I can't believe it.
I was looking for his camera. I was like,
No.
"Did something?"
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Sammy broke our belt, and Trent has to defend it this week. What?
Now you've got tag belts.
Yeah.
You're gonna do a bit with this thing right here?
Yeah.
You're gonna cut it in half, and then Fuego's gonna save it, and he didn't save it in time. Where's Fuego?
So let me get out of here.
Oh my
Yeah.
God. I can't believe
Can
it.
I also say, it's a rib! There's my camera! That's not real!
How'd you
You're
do
lying. You're laughing lying.
This is not your belt. No, go check. This is not your belt.
Are you sure?
It's not yours.
How long have you been sitting on this?
Like a week.
Number 6. His wrestling past. Sammy has wrestled all over the world and for many different promotions, including Lucha Underground, NWA, AAA, PWG, MLW, Impact Wrestling, and the list goes on and on. Other than being a 3-time TNT champion for All Elite Wrestling, Sammy has also won the AAA Cruiserweight title, the AAA Mixed Tag Team titles with his current girlfriend and fellow All Elite Wrestling star Tay Conti, as well as multiple other titles in the Indies. Number 5. His WWE past. Pretty much every major wrestler has some ties to WWE, whether that's working a dark match, or on NXT, or being a quote-unquote local competitor. So, has Sammy ever worked for WWE? Well, almost. In Sammy's own words, I did have a WWE tryout in 2017, but I think it was just for me to get into the system. He continued by saying, I don't think any wrestler got signed, I think a collegiate wrestler got signed. It felt that if you want to do this for a living, F you, but these models and ex-football players, they treated them really good and almost shame on you for actually wanting to be a wrestler. Sammy has also stated that they were treating the tryouts very differently when the cameras were on, versus when they were off. Another fun fact is that Ricky Starks was also in the same group of tryouts. William Regal was also present, not as a tryout obviously. But, there's more to Sammy's WWE past. Number 4. WrestleMania 25. Sammy always wanted to meet his idols in person, and he met lots of them as a professional wrestler, but he didn't want to wait that long. Sammy and his friends attended WrestleMania 25, and that's the chance he needed. In Sammy's own words, when the show was over they were taking apart the ring, and there was a bunch of guys walking with the ring apron, and so I just walked behind them and grabbed the end that was dragging along the floor and just pretended like I was with them. And these two security guards, I remember my heart was beating. I got past them and I was like, holy, this worked, and my two friends were like, Sammy, where are you going? And I'm like, shut up and get over here. We met Ric Flair, Jeff Hardy, a bunch of guys. Eventually, we got kicked out because we were taking a bunch of pictures, and I'm pretty sure that's a big no-no. That's where Sammy also met Randy Orton. Randy was a heel at the time and he refused to take any pictures. About 10 years later, Randy said the following: I'd love to work with that kid, meaning Sammy. They had a great match with Cody. I thought opening the show with that match was a good idea and well received. It must be a great feeling to hear positive feedback from your idols. Number 3. The Sasha Banks incident. Welcome to the 2020s, ladies and gentlemen, where the cancel culture rules the world. They'll find every stupid thing you said 5 or 10 years ago and they'll make you pay for it. Sammy made a terrible joke about Sasha, and when it was resurfaced by these wonderful people, Sammy's career took a short-term hit as he got suspended and had to go through training. People started saying things like, it's over for Sammy, etc. But as you know, Sammy came back and is now one of the biggest stars in all elite wrestling. I'd really like to see those people's faces who try to tear down everybody, as if they have never made any mistakes. Anyway, let's jump into Number 2. His love life. Contrary to what his gimmick suggests, Sammy is actually a very monogamous guy. He was in an 8-year relationship with his ex-girlfriend and even proposed. I think there's a curse regarding in-ring proposals, they rarely end up good. Anyway, Sammy and his ex-girlfriend are still on good terms, and as we've already mentioned, he's in a relationship with Tay Conti. And at this point, I'd like to call out all these quote-unquote fans that showed their hatred for Tay, as if she was the one to blame for Sammy breaking up with his ex. I'd like to ask these people if they have any inside info. Maybe they should write their own newsletter. Anyway, Sammy and Tay have used this to their advantage to build up heat for their on-screen characters. I personally love these two together, and I think it's actually pretty cool to get to live your dream with your loved one. Wrestlers are always on the road, and very few can stand this lifestyle. I would hate to have a girlfriend who's always away from home, or me being the one who's always away, so it seems like wrestlers dating each other is a great idea. Number 1. What's up with the Panda? Many fans have been wondering what was Sammy's Panda gear all about. Instead of telling you, let's hear it from Sammy.
This question comes from @Mysterio. I had to write that down because I'm using my phone to record right now. But Mysterio asks, what is the significance with the panda bear? And by the panda bear, he means the panda I wore to the ring at Double or Nothing. If you look at my gear, there's a lot of pandas in the crotch area. #panda crotch. Simple answer is, it's my favorite animal. And, everything I do in wrestling, I try to incorporate things that I like. My theme song used to be I Am Jesus from the movie Get 'Em to the Greek, if you guys remember that movie, simply because I really enjoyed that movie. And so basically everything I do, I want a piece of Sammy Guevara there, so then it's authentic and it's real. I really am Sammy Guevara in real life, so why not incorporate my real life into my wrestling life and just make them one thing, basically. Okay, well, thank you guys. That was BTE Mailbag. I don't really know how I'm supposed to end this. Nick didn't tell me how to end this, so bye. Is it over? Stop.